Hey everybody, so here's my sunflower build for a good friend, and instead of me jabbering on about it, I figured I'd let my wife do some commentating and have some fun with it, so enjoy.
Hey guys, it's Laura. This is like take 4, so I'm just gonna do it. If I make a mistake, just laugh at me. Here Clark is sanding all those curved pieces. A lot of curved pieces. He made this sander out of necessity, but he actually really finds it useful for these curved pieces. He does 2 different sandings. He does an initial sand, he'll water pop it, let it dry, and then he'll come back in and do another sanding to try to get it as smooth as possible. Here is the seed portion of the project. He's filling in the seeds with a beautiful gold.
Copper.
He's going for, at first we were going for a gradient effect, going from like dark gold seeds to a yellow petal, which it turns out back to sanding. He sands probably more than anything else when he's creating these pieces. Lots and lots of sanding. These are the larger pieces, so these are for the petals. Here's actually how he makes all these curved pieces. He'll soak wood in water for thin pieces of wood for at least a day, he says, overnight. And then he'll just take some heat and he'll bend them to whatever shape he would like. There's kind of the layout. It's not glued on. All these pieces are just kind of like put in position. Nothing is glued on yet, which is nice, but you'll find in just a second that because we didn't like glue everything down, there's the blue that I'm pouring is going to get into the petal portion, which isn't a problem.
It's
It just
fine.
caused a little bit of a hiccup
That's how I
because the
planned
petals
it.
ended up a little bit more blue than what we would have liked. But we fixed it later on, you'll see.
The epoxy is the glue.
I'm going to try to spread out as much epoxy as possible, make it as thin. Clark gives me a little scraper, and I kind of go a little crazy with that. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so I want everything to be just perfect. I'm trying to get it all the way to the side of those petals without messing up the petals. Then in just a second, I'm like, oh no, some blue got in this petal shape. You're going to see me attempt to scrape it out. It did not work, by the way. This is my first time working with epoxy in this large of a capacity. I've watched Clark work with it, and I've mixed it up myself, but I've never actually like got my hands. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Oh no, look. As soon as I scraped it out, it went right back in there. So here we have all of it poured, but you can see where the colors mix. The blue went into the petal portion, but the yellow also went into what we wanted to be the sky portion. But Clark was undeterred, but he said, it's going to all work out, don't worry. So here he is pouring. He's pouring more yellow to kind of cancel out all that blue, to cover up the blue, and it ends up working. He has some gloves on to help spread it, which is very smart. You get the gloves dirty, not your hands. He comes back for a blue. This is pretty amazing. His hands are sticky. He's not using gloves. This is pretty amazing. You can see all of the yellow that's still in the blue part. All he does is just pours it over and the yellow is gone. How cool is that? So that's why he was undeterred earlier about the colors mixing when I was kind of having a moment of I thought I had ruined his project. He was like, oh, it's no big deal. He's using a cheap chip brush to kind of brush it out. In hindsight, I would not recommend these cheap brushes because the bristles do break off easily. So I think we need to invest in maybe some more high quality brushes where the bristles don't come off. Looks really, really good. Notice how he did not use gloves. His hands are now nice and gross and sticky. So he's going to use acetone. He's going to wipe his hands off, but he's also going to use it to try to get any like epoxy that kind of dripped onto the wood there. He's just going to wipe it off.
Not recommended as a hand cleaner.
It's pretty cool. I'm loving the way it's looking already. Here it is. Like, here is the finished piece. Pretty amazing.
And here it is. Calling it done.
All in all, this was a fun project. Didn't take me too long. A week or two, I guess. Got it flipped over here. Needs a hanger. Unconventional woodworking methods. Take one. Beatrice.
What if you were hanging this in my room?